This is the I.S.U.P.K. Canada Memorial of Blowing Trumpets. To the Shalom to the Salakia. Shalom Yahweh Bashem Yashai Barakatham to all the brothers. Shalom Shamar Alathah Bashem Yashai to all the sisters. I'm Officer 500s of Badja of the I.S.U.P.K. under Commander General YAHANNA. Started out 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Right, we teach Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites of the Bible, and these are the feast days and high holy days that you are supposed to celebrate. While the whole world is today celebrating Salakia, while majority of Canada is celebrating a so-called Labor Day, right? The Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who are in the truth, we're celebrating the Lord's feast days, right? Men of Israel, Aquafium, sisters, Imajim, which means to stand. Right, Sarapanya HaKodam, which means turn and face the east. We're going to say the Lord's prayers. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Thaba'a, Latazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Barataza, Kuwa, Hayah, Bashamayam, Lathananawa, Lakam, Ka, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabwathnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabwathinawa, Wala'a, Thabayanawa, Banasayawan, Abal, Hawashinawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wahala, Wahatha Parath, La'awalamya, Aman. Baba Kasha, sir, can you read them in the English?
Come, please. What we just said in English is our Father,
Our Father,
which are in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name,
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done
In earth as it is in heaven.
in earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day
Our daily bread.
our daily bread,
And forgive us our debts.
and forgive us our debts
As we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not.
And lead us not
Into temptation.
into temptation,
But deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom,
And the power.
and the power,
And the glory.
and the glory,
Forever so be it.
forever so be it.
Amen.
Amen. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'a,
Ashah.
Ayanya,
Anyanya.
Al-Haharyam,
Alright.
Ma'ayan,
Mayan.
Yaba'a,
Yaba'a.
Isaiah, Isaiah, Ma'am, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Waratazar, Al Yathan, Lama what? Regalka, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Ana Yanawam, Wala, Yayashan, Tawmar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tizilka, Al Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a Yakaka, Wayaraq, La, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Karad, Yashamar, Ashnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaathka, Wabawaaka, Ma'aitha, Wa'id Iwalam,
What we just said in English is, I lift up my eyes. Lift up my eyes.
I lift up my eyes onto
the hills.
Onto the hills.
From whence my
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from the Lord.
My help cometh from the Lord,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold.
Behold.
Shall neither
slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
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 He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out.
From this time forth. And forevermore.
And forevermore. Hakah, the prayer for power. Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai.
Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai.
Babakashah. Bathalanawa. Hakah. Larapa'ah. Kalmakala. Wakalmadawa. Hakah. Latahar. Ha'amatazariah. Hakah. Laha Quayam. Hamathayam,
Hamatayam,
Haka,
Lakar,
our Kawath,
Awawawak,
Hatamaala,
Atmaala,
Lagarshan,
Nagarshan,
Basham,
Bashem,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
throughout our money.
Wadaman. What we just said in English is Yahweh. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. In the name of Yahushai. Please give us the power of sickness. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. All manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. Power against unclean spirits. To cast them out in the name. Cast them out in the name of Yahushai. Of Yahushai. Thank you, so be it. Thank you, so be it.
Throughout. We're going to say the prayer for the power structure. Brakatha Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Why Yahushai?
Yahushai.
Wa Maya Kaala. Wa Alahayim. Matazabia. Alawap Yahanna.
YAHANNA.
Ha Alawapia. Ha Saranya. Ha Kwatazanya. Ha Kaya. Ha Kaya. Yao Yam. Ha Ha Aquathian. Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai throughout our month.
What we just said in English is bless you Yahweh. Bless you Yahweh. And Yahushai. And Michael. And the angels.
And the angels. Commander General Yahanna.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh in the name of Yahushai.
Yahweh in the name of Yahushai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it. We're going to say the I.S.U.P.K prayer for curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh. King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh in the name of Yahushai.
Yahweh in the name of Yahushai.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now. Send evils and curses. And punishments and destruction. And death. To the heathen that speak against us. Thy prophets. The teachers. The princes, the priests. The priests. The Israelite brothers. And the school. Send evil and curses and punishment. And destruction and death. To the heathen. Shake loose the pockets of the rich of Israel. That refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses. And punishment.
punishment,
and destruction,
and destruction,
and death to the Edomites,
and death to the Edomites,
and their nation, Salakia, and the nations, and their drug dealers,
and their
the court system,
court system,
the prison system,
the prison system,
Planned Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood,
all the governments of our enemies,
all the governments of our enemies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Amalek synagogues in the army,
Roman Catholic Church,
Roman Catholic Church,
the Pope,
the Pope,
Islam,
Islam,
Christianity,
Christianity,
Egyptology,
Egyptology,
militia,
militia,
Ku Klux Klan,
Ku Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation,
Aryan Nation,
skinheads,
skinheads,
Posse Kamikaze,
Posse Kamikaze,
the gay movement,
the gay movement,
the lesbian movement,
the lesbian movement,
spies,
spies,
workers of witchcraft,
workers of
NASA space programs,
witchcraft,
NASA space programs,
space programs,
armies, navies,
NASA space programs, Army and Navy,
Air Force, Marines,
Air Force, Marines,
Wall Street,
Wall Street,
open up the internet
open up the internet
and the airwaves, the cable access channels, and the radio channels.
and the radio channel.
Convict the spirit of any of thy people
Convict the spirit of any of thy people
that seek to stop us,
that seeks to stop us,
and bring swift death to all the heathen
and bring swift death to all the heathens
that stand in the way or try to stop us
that stand in the way or try to stop us
from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth.
from broadcasting the words throughout the earth.
Let loose all the terrorists.
Let loose all the terrorists.
Cause them to go to and fro
Cause them to go to and fro
through the earth and destroy.
to the earth and destroy.
Cause the terrorists to come against America
Cause the terrorists to come against America
and destroy them in their strongholds.
and destroy them in the stronghold.
Let America shake at the hands of the terrorists.
Let America shake at the hands of the terrorists.
Let Yahushua and Michael
Let Yahushua and Michael
and Gabriel
Gabriel
come down with flying saucers
come down with flying saucers
and kill all the heathens
and kill all the heathens
that come up against us
that come up against us
as we speak thy word.
as we speak thy word.
Cause it to be known
Cause it to be known
by all that is,
all that is,
the angels that have done it.
the angels that have done it.
Cause it to be spread
Cause it to be spread
through the media,
through the media,
throughout the whole world.
throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
Cause it to shake at that coming.
In the name of Yahushua,
In the name of Yahushua,
thank you always.
thank you always.
So be it.
So be it.
So that said, men of Israel, Akwathi, and watching, I'm sorry, which means to turn. You may be seated. Shalom Yahweh Ba'Shem Shalakia. Shalom Yahweh Shemar Alatha Ba'Shem Yahweh Shlai, Sister Barakwana, Sister daughter of Zion. Thawada for tuning in. Right, this is another high holy day that we're supposed to be celebrating. Today's a day that you gather with your family, right? You gather with your brothers and sisters in the truth. One moment. right? You're going to gather with your brothers and sisters in the truth, and you're going to celebrate the Lord's Day, right? While the rest of the city, while the rest of Canada is celebrating some fake holiday that the oppressors set up to make it seem like you get a day off, right? You work so damn hard that you need a day off, right? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we're at the bottom of society, and we rarely get days off. Today, even if today wasn't supposed to be so-called Labor Day, you're supposed to get this day off anyways, right? Because it's your high holy day. It's a day that the Lord set to remind us of all the wars and all the struggles that we've gone through. Right. So we're gonna go into Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. Right. We're gonna read 7 verses. Salakia.
Super Satan, can you get the verses for us as a budget about the question?
We're gonna read 7 verses in the Hebrew, and then read 7 verses in the English till we've read the whole chapter. Right. And we're gonna break it down for you. So this is Leviticus, the 23rd chapter in the Hebrew. Waya dabar Yahweh Allah Mashah Lamar, verse 2. Dabar Allah Banya Yasha Yasha Yashar Allah Yashar Allah Salakia Yashar Allah wa mar wa marath alaham mawa'id Yahweh Ashar Thakwa Rawa Atham Makwa Raya Kodash Alaha Ham Mawa'id Daya Shasha Tha Yum Yum Tha'ai Shah Mala'a Ma Waba Ya Wam Hasha Ba Ya Ayam Shabbath one Makwa Ra Kodash Ma Mala Mala'a Ma La Thai Shah Shwa Shabbath Hawa La Yahweh Bama Mawa Shabbath Yamam. Verse 4. Alaha Mawa'id Daya Yahweh Makwa Ra'aya Kodash Ashar Thakwa Ra'awa Atham Bama Wa'id Salakia Bama Wa'id Dam Verse 5. YAHANNA dash hara'a shawan ba'ara ba'ai ha aishar lakadash banyan ha'ai rabayam pasak la Yahweh. Verse 6. Wabaka Masha Ashar Yawam Lakadash Hazah Kag Hama Tazah Wa Wath La Yahweh Shaba'ith Yam Yun Matazah Wath Tha'ah Mala. Verse 7. Bayawam Hara'a Shawan Mkwa Ra Kodash Yah Salakia Lamam Mam Mala'a Math Ibada La the Shah. That was the end of verse 7. We're going to continue and read from Leviticus 1. Salakia. We're going to read now in the English, Leviticus 23, verse 1 to verse 7.
Chico Sultan, you got it?
Khan. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 1. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy covenant convention, Salakia. Even these are my feasts. Verse 3.
Right, hold that right there. Right, so the Lord gave us feast days, right? There are specific days that we're supposed to. You can leave those, right? There are specific feast days that we're supposed to keep, right? We're supposed to keep the Passover. We're supposed to keep a Sabbath, a weekly Sabbath, a day of rest, a day of where you don't tell your servants to go into work, and your employer is not supposed to force you to go into work, right? It was a day of rest. The Lord made the earth in 7 days, and on the seventh day he took a rest day, right? That now, what the Christian church doesn't tell you is that the Lord made the angels make the earth under the command of Yahawashi, right? And on the seventh day, the angels and Yahawashi, they got to rest. The Lord didn't tell them to continue their work, right? Read.
Khan. Verse 3. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest, and a holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings.
You're supposed to keep it.
Salak,
Yes, sir.
if I may cut you up a little bit, all right? And I'm going to put a little French for French listeners out there, if you don't mind.
Right. You're supposed to keep the Sabbath day, right? On that seventh day, you're supposed to rest, and you're not supposed to go into work, or you're not supposed to be forced by your employer to work, right?
So you hear me? I'm just gonna read the first verse for now. in French,
Con,
and we
sir.
got to break it down in French, right? Tu vois. Vas-y, on va lire le premier verset du chapitre 23 dans Lévitique. C'est ça que là, qu'est-ce que ça va montrer? On a des fêtes à suivre. On a des fêtes Dieu nous a donné des fêtes à suivre. Dieu a créé tout. Et il a dit, regarde, tu vas fêter ça, tu vas fêter ci. Aujourd'hui, qu'est-ce qu'on fait? On nous apprend à fêter la Saint-Valentin, à fêter Halloween, à fêter Noël, pendant que Noël n'a rien rapport avec la Bible. Noël, décembre, c'est pas la Jésus. Jésus est né durant le temps des taxes qui tombe exactement durant le mois de mars, avril, même dans l'Antiquité, même dans l'Empire romain. Vous comprenez? Alors, tout cela, on célèbre aujourd'hui des affaires. Dessalines a fait la déclaration, exactement, une déclaration qui a dit d'arrêter de célébrer toutes les coutumes exactement de nos envahisseurs, de nos maîtres. Vous comprenez? Et c'est comme ça exactement qu'on va changer de mentalité spiritualité. Lis le premier verset dans le classe. L'Éternel parla à Moïse et dit, parle aux enfants d'Israël. Parle aux enfants d'Israël. Ça, c'est à vous, négro latino-amérindiens. Ce message-là est pour vous. Depuis le temps de Moïse, Dieu vous avait parlé. Vous êtes les enfants d'Israël. Négro latino-amérindiens, vous êtes le même peuple qui était en esclavage en Égypte, où ce que Dieu a envoyé Moïse vous délivrer. Si vous voyez dans le dollar américain, il va y avoir une pyramide, il va y avoir un texte qui symbolise quoi? Qui symbolise ton premier esclavage et ton dernier esclavage. Vous comprenez? Continue. Et tu leur diras, les fêtes de l'Éternel que vous publierez, ce sera une convocation. Les fêtes que l'Éternel te publie vont être cette convocation. Comme mon fils Zabadja était en train de dire, c'est le temps exactement de se réunir ensemble, de manger ensemble, de faire le barbecue, d'être en paix ensemble. Comme tout le monde va dire, comme vous savez, on nous fait célébrer la Bible, mais il n'y a pas de fun là-dedans. On nous fait suivre la Bible, il n'y a pas de fun. Il y a des fêtes où ça dure une semaine dans la Bible. Vous comprenez? Il y a des fêtes où ça dure une semaine, où tu dois chiller, vraiment enjoy avec ton frère et tes soeurs. Aujourd'hui, la fête qu'on célèbre, aucun négro latino-amérindien ne devrait travailler. Et aujourd'hui, je sais qu'ils nous ont mis une fausse fête dans notre face. La fête du travail. Pendant que la fête du travail n'a rien à voir. Nous, on fait la fête des trompettes qui est dans la fête. On retourne dans notre culture. On retourne dans notre culture, on retourne exactement dans notre terre. Continue. Voici quelles sont les fêtes. Ouais, c'est là que tu dois.
Con, no sweat, sir. Right. Trooper Satham, you can keep reading.
Con 1 con. Verse 4. These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. Verse
Right.
5.
There's a specific time, a specific season for these high holy days, right? Right. These high holy days, they're holy convocations, right? Separate gatherings, right? A convocation is a gathering. Kodash, right? Is it's holy, right? A holy convocation. Read.
Verse 5. In the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover.
Right. We celebrated the Passover, marking the beginning of the year, right? The Lord, he sent his death angel to pass over us as after we ate the lamb and put the blood on our doorpost when we were in captivity, right? We didn't have to lift a single sword to fight a single Egyptian, right? All we had to do is obey the Lord. That's what it was, right? Moses told the children what the Lord had told him. He told them, prepare this lamb, right? Eat it and put that blood on your doorpost. The children of Israel were obedient, and they followed, right? And that's what we need to do right now.
Right.
We need to follow the Lord to get out of this captivity, right? I know you're tired of the oppression, right? I know you're tired of the struggle that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans go through on a daily basis, right? There's only one way to fight them, right? We we were in the park the other day doing Hebrew Academy, right? Just yesterday, and the oppressors were flying jets over the city. And it was a thought came to my mind. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you don't have one jet. How are you going to fight the man who flies a jet over a city for fun? Right? He did it for an air show. That's what they call it. When they get all their jets and they just display their might for the day. Right? Read.
Verse 6. And on the 15th day of the same month is a feast of unleavened bread unto the Lord. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread. Verse 7. In the first day ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
Right. So that's to let you know, right? After the Passover, we ate sweet bread, right? We were in a rush. We didn't have time to let that dough rise up, let the yeast settle in the bread. So we made that bread without yeast, and we added sugar and sweets to it to make it sweet, right? We ate that bread for 7 days, right? In the first day, you're not supposed to work, right? No servile work. That's what the Sabbath is, because this is a Sabbath. It's a day of rest. You're not supposed to do any servile work. No master is supposed to tell you that you have to go in and slave for him. You're not supposed to tell your servant to slave on that day. And that, like, if you look at our oppressors, right, especially the man who took our identity, right, the Jewish man, he'll get Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to do all the work that he doesn't want to do that day, right? And it's not even work. He won't even turn on the light. He wants his servant to do it, right? He's not supposed to be telling his servant to do anything. They use the Sabbath days and the high holy days that are meant for the real Israelites, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They use that day to be cruel against Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Right? So we're going to continue in the Hebrew. We're going to continue in the Hebrew from verse 7 to verse 14. Salakia. Verse 7. By a wam, hara'a shawan, makwara'a, kwadash, yahaya, lamam, ma, mala'a, math, ibadaha. Salakia. Ibadah. La. Tha'ai. Math. Salakia. Tha'ai Shwa. Verse 8. Wahakora Batham. Asha. La Yahweh. Shabbat. Yam Yam. Baya Wam. Hada. Hasha. Baya Ayab. Makura. Kodash. Malah. Mala'ah. Math. Bada. La. I Shawah. Verse 9. Waya Dabar. Yahweh. Allah. Masha. La'amar. Verse 10. Dabar. Allah. Banya. Yasharala. Wa'amara. Alaham. Maya. Thaba'a wa. Allah. Ha'arataza. Ishar. Anaya. Nathan. Lamam. Wakwa Tazar Thumb Ath Kwatazar Yara Waha Ba'a Thumb Ath Imar Ra'a Shayath Kwatazar Yara Mum Alaha Mahan. Verse 11. Wahana Ya Af Ha'ai Mar Lapanya Yahweh Lara Tazan Yam Salakia Lara Tazan Mam Mama Kar Salakia Mama Kar Rath Hasha Bath Yana Yap Na Hamahan 12 Wa'ai Sha Yatham Baya Wam Hana Ya Pa Mam Af Ha'ai Mar Madbash Thama Yam Bun Shana Thwa La'ai La Yahawa. Verse 13. Wamana Ka Wath Salakia. Wamana Ka Thwa Shanya Aisha Rana Yam Salath Bala Wala Basha Man Asha La Yahweh Riyak Nayaka Wana Sa Ma Yayan Rabah Ya'ith Haha Yan 14. Wala Mak Salakia Wala Kam Waka Laya Wa Ma Ra Ma La'a Tha'a Mala Wa Salakia Tha'a Ma La I Tizam Haya Wam Haza I Haba Ya Mam Af Kuraban Alaha Ya Mam Kakwath Iwa Lam Lada Rath Yam Yamam Bamal Masha Bath Yamam. That was the end of verse 14. So again, we're going to read now in the English and break it down into English. Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, verses 7 to verse 14. Trooper Satham, you're on mute. Shout out to Sister Janice Bell, the water for tuning in.
Sir. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 7. In the first day ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. Verse 8. But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days. In the seventh day is in a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
Right. So for
Verse,
that 7 days of the feast of unleavened bread, you're supposed to gather and offer a burnt offering, right? A offering made by fire. That offering made by fire is it would be the food that you ate. It would be the lamb that you cooked, right? That's the offering made by fire. It's a sweet savor to the Lord, right? The long story short is you're supposed to gather with your friends and your family who are Israelites, right? Who are Israelites on this day, and you gather and you have a feast. You have a feast for 7 days, right? That's something blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we know how to do that well. We know how to have a party. We know how to have a feast. We know how to cook very well. This is something we're not doing servile work during this time, right? But we're gathering with our friends and family and remembering all the triumphant things that the Lord did to get us out of our captivity. That's what these high holy days are for us to remember. The triumphant things that the Lord did for us. You have to remember, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you can't do anything without the help of the Lord. That's why there's never been a black business that has succeeded without the help of the Lord, right? There's never been a black city, a black town, or country that succeeded without the help of the Lord. Read.
verse 9. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheep of first fruits of your harvest unto the priest.
Hold that right there, right? So we would celebrate first fruits, right? That means you got to do what Salakia, what Abel did, right? When Abel and Cain went to go give a offering to the Lord, Abel brought the best, right? You bring the best of your first harvest, right? Whether that be sheep, whether that be corn. Salakia, may I get a piece of, whether that be sheep or corn, right? Whether that, whatever it is that you're harvesting at that time, you got to give the best of the Lord, the first of it, right? Not the last. You're not going to give the lame, right? You're not going to give the of your flock, the lame of your flock, the sheep that you just don't care about it, right? It's supposed to be a sacrifice. You got to give the best, right? Read.
Verse 11. And he shall wave the sheep before the Lord to be accepted for you. On the morrow after the Sabbath, the priest
Right.
shall wave it.
You go give the best of what you got to the priest. The priest, they're going to wave that offering in front of the whole congregation. The Lord is going to see it, right? Don't worry about what the hell the priest is going to do with it, right? This is not the Catholic Church, right? The priest ain't going to buy no gators. He's not going to buy a chair made out of gold, right? Damn near that's probably still the same gold they took out of Israel sitting in that Vatican. Right, this ain't the Christian church where your pastor is gonna buy gators and he's gonna be pulling up in a Benz. He pulls up in a Benz while you took the bus to church to give him the last of the money that you had. Right, a good priest, General YAHANNA, commanding General YAHANNA, he takes the money and he gives it to the poor. He helps a brother or sister pay his rent, his or her rent when they're down on their luck. Right, that's what we do with our tithes and the best of the things that we give to Commander General YAHANNA. Right, that's what we do. This ain't the place where we take your tithes money and we want to buy a $60 million damn jet to fly around the world. Right, read.
Verse 12. And ye shall offer that day when ye wave the sheaf and he lamb without blemish of the first year for a burnt offering unto the Lord. Verse 13. And the meat offering thereof shall be 2/10 deals of the fine flour mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto the Lord, or sweet savor, and the drink offering thereof shall be of wine, the fourth part and anhin of anhin, Salakia.
Right. So what happens is on these days you're gonna make a meal, right? A good meal for the people to eat, right? You're going to make a meal for your throughout this gathering, right? You're gonna eat that meal. It's gonna be, listen, this as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we know how to cook. This just told you what to do, how to make that food taste good, how to make sure it has flavor. Don't be shy on the seasoning. Right. This also lets you know there are certain groups of people who will tell you that you can't drink during the Sabbath. Right. This is letting you know, right? A drink offering thereof shall be of wine. Right. So you could take a drink on the Sabbath. You could take a drink during the high holy days. Right. Read.
Verse 14. And ye shall eat neither bread, nor parched corn, nor green herbs, until the selfsame day that ye have brought an offering unto your God. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings.
Right. This is a statute throughout our generation, throughout all our dwellings. Right. We're supposed to keep this. Right. This would be a Sabbath day. Right. But just because this is a Sabbath day, this is not the Sabbath day that you're supposed to celebrate, that you would have celebrated 2 days ago. That Sabbath day remains. Right. The seventh day. Right. That was the end of 14?
Come.
Come on. One moment.
All right, so c'est là que principalement add
Come on, sir.
Pour ceux qui suivent la classe, ok? Pour ceux qui suivent la classe, qu'est-ce que l'officier Zabaja, 500 Zabaja est en train de dire? C'est que ces fêtes-là, je vais pas les lire, on va pas les lire en français parce qu'on les a déjà lus en anglais. Mais tout ce que ça explique dans Lévitique chapitre 23, comment célébrer, c'est quand et comment célébrer ces fêtes-là. Et le pourquoi aussi, avec le papier exactement qu'on sait que c'est le 7e jour de la journée, de la semaine, c'est la guerre. Le 7e jour de la semaine, et un employeur ne devrait pas nous forcer d'aller travailler. On devrait exactement faire qu'est-ce qu'on a à faire, comment cuire à manger, juste chiller. C'est une journée pour toi, c'est une journée pour te relaxer. Je sais qu'il y a des adventistes qui vont dire tu n'as pas le droit de cuisiner, tu n'as pas le droit de faire ci. Ça, c'est, tu ne peux même pas allumer un feu. Ils vont te dire tu ne peux même pas allumer un feu, mais ils vont conduire leur voiture. Mais s'il fait froid, ils vont allumer le chauffage. Vous comprenez? Alors, la chose qui arrive, cette journée-là est pour toi. Tu veux aller au gym, vas-y. Tu veux faire ci, vas-y. Tu veux regarder la télé, vas-y. Tu vois? Mais aucune personne devrait être capable de te dire tu vas venir faire de l'overtime cette journée-là. Tu vas venir travailler cette journée-là. Ça, c'est pour les sabbats. Et qu'est-ce que les autres fêtes expliquent? C'est qu'est-ce que Dieu veut. Dieu ne veut pas que tu célèbres Halloween. Halloween, nous en parlons pas vrai. Dieu ne veut pas que tu la célèbres. Dieu ne veut pas que tu célèbres la Saint-Valentin. Dieu ne veut pas. Tous ces fêtes-là n'ont rien rapport avec nous, mais ont rapport à qu'est-ce qu'on a appris durant notre esclavage. Et une chose qu'on ne fait pas, c'est d'aller regarder l'origine de ces affaires-là. Tout ce qu'on fait, c'est de faire tout ce que tout le monde fait. On nous dit de faire ça, on nous dit de faire ci, de faire ça, on le fait. Et pourtant, toute chose a une origine. Nous, notre origine est exactement dans cette Bible, dans Lévitique 23. C'est là que plus.
Right. For the sister asking what the first day of the month is, the first day of the month would be the dark moon, right? That would be the new moon, when the moon is new, right? So tomorrow would not be the new moon, so it would not be the first of the month, right? And that's how we track the Hebrew calendar. right? It's by the dark moon. When that moon is new, it's dark, right? You got to go back to Genesis, to when the Lord created the host of heavens, right? The moon was first, and then there was light, right? When that moon was created, there was no sun. That moon was dark, right? Hopefully that answered your question. If that didn't answer your question, will you could always ask it again next Saturday in the scripture breakdown, right? Or check out Israelites headquarters and ask in the scripture breakdown on Thursday, right? But we're going to continue reading out of Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, right, from verse 15 to 21. Wasa pa ratham lamam makara hashabath hashabath, right? Maya wam haba ya aman ath amar hathan wapa shabai shabath wath thama yamath thahaya yana. I, verse 16. Makarath hashabath hashabai salakia shabaya ith the sa par salakia the sa parath ra kamash yam yawam waha kwa rab thumb thana kada sha salakia kada sha la Yahweh salakia. 17. Mama wa shabath yamam thaba ya'awa lakam thana wa pa shatha yam shanaya aisha nayam salat thaha yana kamata salakia kamtaza tha'a pa yana but bama rara yam la Yahweh. 18. Waha Kora Batham Ha Hala Kam Shabai Shabaith Maba Yam Thama Yamam Banya Shana Wapar Ban Bakwar Akkad Wa'a Lam Shana Yam Yaha Iwa La Yahweh Wama Naka Thumb wana sa ma ya ham aisha riza riyak na nayaka la Yahweh. 19. Wa Aisha ya thumb sha'ai zar Aiza yam akad laka ta'ab sha salakia washanaya mara sha yam banya shana laza bak lazabak shala ma yam. Verse 20. Waha na yap hama han atham al lakam haba ma ra yam thana wa pa lapan ya Yahweh al shanaya shabasha yam Kodash Yaha Yawa La Yahweh Lama Han. Verse 21. Wakar Armath Salakia Wakar Atham Ba'ai Tazam Hayawam Hazar Mukwa Ra'a Kodash Yahaya Lamam Mala Atham Atha I Bada Salakia I Bada La'a Tha'ai Shawa Kakwath I wa lam ba ma salakia mawa sha bath yamam lada ratha yamam. That was the end of verse 21. So we're going to read Leviticus 23 to verse 21. Salakia. Leviticus 23:15 to verse 21.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 15. And ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that ye brought the sheaf of wave offering, 7 Sabbaths shall be complete. Verse 16. Even unto the morrow after the 7th Sabbath, ye shall number 50 days, and ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord. Verse 17. Ye shall bring out of your habitations 2 wave loaves of 2 tenth deals, Salakia. They shall be of
Finish reading.
They shall be of fine flour. They shall be broken with leaven. They shall be baken with leaven, Salakia. They are the first fruits unto the Lord.
Right. So that's how you would celebrate the first fruits, right? You would count the 50 days and then you would celebrate first fruits, right? And again, first fruits is a celebration where you celebrate by giving the best of what you got to the Most High, right? That's a sacrifice. Now imagine, right? You're growing sheep, you're herding sheep, you're a shepherd, and you got some of the best sheep, and you got to give the best of what you got to the Most High, right? That's something that not a lot of people are able to do, to give the best of what you have to the Most High. right? But that's what you were commanded to do, right? You'd give the best of what you got to the priest, and the priest would deal with it. The priest would give it to the people if there was ever anybody hungry. The priest would take the best of what you got to sell it so they could buy things that the people might need. Because again, the priests were supposed to take care of the motherless, the fatherless, the sick, and the widows. Right? Read.
Verse 18. And ye shall offer with the bread 7 lambs without blemish of the first year, and 1 young bullock, and 2 rams. They shall be for burnt offering unto the Lord, with their meat offering and their drink offering, even an offering made by fire, of sweet savor unto the Lord. Verse 19. Then ye shall sacrifice 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and 2 lambs of the first year for a sacrifice of peace offering.
Right. These were all the sacrifices, all the offerings that were sacrifices that you were supposed to give to the Lord. Right. You gotta, when you go back to verse 18, you're finding out a 7 lambs without blemish. Right. That again is 7 lambs that are I'm 12. Right. 7 lambs that are the best, right, without blemish. You can't give a lamb that had a bad limp. You can't give a lamb that, listen, this lamb was just not, it wasn't sellable, so we weren't able to sell it, so we're gonna give it up to the Lord. That's not what you're supposed to do. Was that, you could keep reading?
Verse 20. And the priest shall wave them with the bread of the first fruits for a wave offering before the Lord. With the 2 lambs, they shall be holy to the Lord for the priest. Verse 21. And ye shall proclaim on the selfsame day, that it may be an holy convocation unto you. Ye shall do no servile work therein. It shall be a statute forever in all your dwellings, throughout your generations.
Right. So with these holy gatherings, these holy convocations, right? We were not supposed to do any work. You're not supposed to force your servant to work. You're not supposed to have your employer tell you have to come in today to sell these burgers, right? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we work so damn hard to build up the nations that we get no appreciation in, right? We work damn hard to just to be told, no, you can't have your high holy day off. You got to come in and make me some money, right? We work hard, and we never got to. We haven't been compensated till this day for all the hard work we've done. But what we get crack cocaine in our neighborhoods. We get our sisters missing by the thousands, right? We get to watch our brothers murdered by police on camera over and over again, and Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we do the same thing over and over again, right? I'm going to read in the Hebrew again. Was that the end of the verse? Right. So I'm going to read in the Hebrew verse 22 to 28 in the Hebrew. Leviticus 23 verse 22 to 28. Salakia, one moment. Leviticus 23:22. Wabakataza ra'amam af ka kwataza yar ara taza mam la thama la pa'ath shadam bakwa tazaram la salakia wala kwat kwataza Yaram. Quataza Yaram La Thla Quat La I Naya Wala Gar I Zab a thumb Anaya Yahweh Alahaya Mam 23 Waya Dabar Yahweh Allah Masha La Amar Dabar Allah Banya Yashar Allah La Amar Baka Dash Hasha Ba Yaaya Ba'akad La Laka Dash Yahaya Lamam Shabbath 1 Zamar 1 Thra wa I Makwa Ra Kodash 25 Mala'ah Math Ibada La'ah Tha'ai Salakia Tha'ai Shawa Waha Kwa Rabah Thumb Asha 26 La Yahweh Salakia La Yahweh 26 Waya Dabar Yahweh La Masha La Mar 27 Amma Ba'ai Shawar Laka Dash Hasha Baya Aya Hazah Yawam Hama Pa Yam Hawa Makara Kodash Yahaya Lamam Wa'ai Yatham na pa shatha yamam waha kwara batham asha la Yahweh 28 Uma mala ma la sa'ai shawa ba'ai tazam Haya Wam Hazah Maya Maya Yawam Mapa Ra Yam Hawa Lama Par Salakia 1 moment La Yamam Lapanya Yahweh Alaha Yama. That was the end of verse 28. So we're going to read 22, verses 22 to 28 in the Leviticus, the 23rd chapter.
Leviticus 23rd chapter, verse 22. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not clean riddance of the corners of thy field when thou reapest, neither shalt thou gather any gleanings of thy harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor and to the strangers. I am the Lord your God.
Salakia, Trooper Satham. Who is the stranger in this verse?
I'll give a wild one. Is it the people that do not follow the laws of your people? So it's the
Just
strangers.
think about it in the context of everything we just read, right? Like we already read that this is the Passover, right?
Okay.
We know that only Israelites would eat of the Passover, right? We're reading the days of the Salakia. We're reading the high holy days of the Lord, right? That were commanded to the Israelites. So again, who would be the strangers in this verse?
Would it be the strangers other nations?
No, the officer, right?
Salak,
Concert.
Trooper Barrichello want to give it a try.
Khan.
Salak, is it a fellow Israelite?
Khan, give that trooper a hand. Right. Just like we read the feast days that we're reading in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, it's for the Israelites, right? As we read this verse, you're finding out that if you had an orchard, an apple orchard, right? You wouldn't clean all the apples in your orchard, right? You would leave the border, like the apple trees that are in the border of that orchard. You would leave them you would just leave them on the tree. You wouldn't even pick them. If you had a vineyard, right? A vineyard, a whole field of grapes growing, right? You would leave the border of that vineyard for the stranger, right? The stranger being an Israelite by blood. Khan.
So, if I could add too, there were those poor strangers were actually, like you said, they're Israelites and they're sojourners. So when they're going on their journey, you know, they can stop by and gather their what do you call it, their food or whatever, what have you, or fruit, and they will grab it and keep moving, right? But those strangers will be our people, our other poor Israelites.
Right. Those strangers would be our people, right? And this is something that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, Salakia. This is something Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans they need to read this verse, right? You're supposed to give to the poor of your people, right? You're not supposed to just think like I'm an individual. There's nothing I could do to help the rest of my people. So often people say, well, myself, I, and just me, right? They say myself, I, and me. They don't think we, us, and them, right? In this school, we think we, us, and them, right? We think we, the Israelite brothers and sisters, us, all of us together, and them. Those of us that aren't in the school but need to hear the truth and need to join the school. Right. That's what we think about the stranger. This is teaching you brotherhood. This is like with this brotherhood, you'll fix your whole nation. Right. Not a child will go hungry. Right.
Sir.
Car.
If I could, and that's a commandment from the Lord God.
Right. That's definitely true. Right. Where did we finish off?
Verse 23, sir.
Kai, you can finish. You can continue reading.
Come. Verse 23. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 24, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the 1st day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of trumpets, and holy convocation.
That's what we're celebrating right now. The memorial of blowing trumpets, right? This is supposed to prepare you for war, right? You're supposed to just be ready for war, right? Those trumpets would sound, right? You would have this is like basically a small one, right? But we'd have pretty big trumpets, pretty small trumpets, right? Just trumpets in general, right? And you would blow these trumpets for there would be men in the tower. They would be called the watchmen, right? They would be watching for danger. The priest is supposed to be your watchman. Your pastor is supposed to be your watchman, right? He's supposed to tell you of the dangers, right? But because you're in some fake camp, because you're in the Christian church, and they're not living according to Leviticus 23, right? They're not celebrating these days. They're not telling you about the dangers. They're actually telling you that you could love your oppressors. You could be friends with your oppressors. You could take your oppressors as lovers, sleep with them, and have children with them, right? The Lord did not say that, right? The Lord told you what nations not to sleep with, what nations you could love, right? You got 12 nations, right? They make up the nation of Israel, right? 12 tribes that make up the whole nation of Israel, right? And that's who you're supposed to give your love to. That's who you're supposed to be with, right? But your pastors, they're not being the watchmen, right? And also for hold your point. Also for not tabernacles, blowing trumpets. This is like the specific war would be the walls of Jericho. We walked around Jericho for 7 days. We walk around it once a day for 7 days and blow the trumpets, right? After that wall fell, and we didn't have to do much. We didn't have to scale the wall. The Most High had the angels knock down that wall for us. Right? The Most High had the angels knock down that wall for us. Right? And that's what we're remembering. Again, you have to remember there is nothing you could do that's going to succeed unless you put the Most High first. You see it all the time. Brothers that don't put the Most High first, they just get messed up in life. Whether it's death, whether their business fails, whether their relationship fails. Listen, the Most High will take your rib from you if you don't put him first, right? You should be with your brothers celebrating, right? Who cares what your rib doesn't want to go? Well, listen, I'm going. If I'm leaving you, listen, you should just come with me, right? That's the spirit you're supposed to have, right? Because when you don't have that spirit, the Most High, listen, you could think that, listen, I got to go to the slavery today, fall off that roof, right? You could fall down an elevator shaft, right, at your slavery because you didn't want to put the Most High first. The Most High, listen, not putting the Most High first, the Most High will take your life. You didn't put him first. You thought he was a punk. You thought you didn't have to celebrate his high holy days. You thought, well, listen, I don't have to celebrate Passover. I'm going to tell all my people to flee to Egypt to escape some plague the Most High sent. And then your people are getting murdered and being molested and under a whole new oppressor because you didn't want to put the Most High first. Right? You had a point?
Sir. I just wanted to speak on the memorial of blowing the trumpets. You know, like you said, sir, like we're the watchmen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we're supposed to warn the people. And this is what we do in the I.S.U.P.K. We warn our people when we're out there. When we're out there in Young and Dundas, when we're out there downtown, you know, doing our camps, that's what we're doing, man. We're warning the people. You know what I'm saying? We're blowing the trumpet by telling them, you know, the danger and what the scriptures are saying. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. We blow that trumpet. When we speak out in camp, that's what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? We're putting in that work, letting the people know, you know what I mean? What's coming out of this scripture, man. So
Right. Troopers to thumb, read.
Verse 25. You shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. Verse 26. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, 27. Also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your soul, an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
Right. That Day of Atonement, it's coming up. If I'm not mistaken, the Day of Atonement is the 15th of September, 2021, right? That's a day you fast from sundown to sundown the next day, right? That's no water, no food, right? You're gonna get up, you're gonna take a shower, you're gonna brush your teeth, not walk around having your breath stinking, not walk around having your hair undid, right? Just walk around like it's a regular day, right? Don't be like, listen, you'll see every other nation. The Roman Catholic Church does this the most. They'll put ash on their head and call it Lent, right? They want you to see them doing something from the Lord. And in the I.S.U.P.K, we don't care if you know that we're fasting. We're not even going to speak on it, because we're not doing this so the people can see it, right? What we do for the people to see is us feeding our people. We'll make a post, make a whole video of us feeding our people, so you know this is what you're supposed to do. So you see Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans loving each other, so other Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans can see that we have love for our people, and that's how you're supposed to love our people. But for atonement, listen, you're not even going to know we're fasting. We're going to walk through that whole day. It's going to be 4 o'clock in the afternoon the next day, like 18 hours into your fast. Your stomach's going to be hurting. You're going to be begging for this fast to be over, but we're just going to act like it's nothing, right? It's a day that we feast on pain, right? It's a day that you fight the demons, right? If you can give up food and drink for 24 hours, something your body needs, you can give up any demon. You can battle any demon, right? And you call your camp leader, get counsel for that Day of Atonement, right? We're not going to make our children fast, because the children, now imagine you telling your 7-year-old or your 10-year-old, you can't eat today. He's not even going to know what the hell is going on, right? He's not going to know. She's not going to know. You can't tell a child they can't eat. They're going to come to you 5 minutes later and ask you if they can eat something. You're going to be so frustrated because children frustrate you, right? And you're going to end up blowing up on your child when listen, you should have just went and go give them a sandwich. Go give them that snack that they wanted. They'll celebrate the Day of Atonement in time when they're old enough to understand what the hell it means. You're going to force your child to do something they don't even understand what they're doing or understand the repercussions of it, right? This is not a house of cruelty. This is a house of love, right? We have love for our people, right? The sick are not going to celebrate atonement. The old is not going to, like our seniors, our elders, they're not going to be celebrating atonement because they're older now. They're older in time. They might need to eat. Their blood sugar might be low, right? Read. Salaki, was that the end of the verse?
Welcome.
Okay, that was the end of 28. So we're going to read 29, 31, 3, 4. We're going to read 29, Leviticus 23, verses 29 to 35. Right, we're going to read that in the Hebrew right quick. Right, again, if you're watching, like, subscribe, and share this video. Share it to your peoples. We're going to read the rest of these verses real quick, right? And then we're going to go into the prayers and end this class. And in your prospective cities, gather with your brothers, celebrate, eat that good food, have a good time, right? And take lots of pictures. Salakia. Leviticus 29. Let me get it right quick. Leviticus 23, verse 29. Shia, Malah, Hana, Pash, Ashar, La'ah, Tha'ai, Na, Ba'ai, Tazam, Haya, Wam, Hazah, Wana, Mar, Tha, Ma'ai, Ma'aim, Ya. 30. Wama, Hana, Pash, Ashar, Tha'ai, Shah, Malah, Ama, Ba'ai, Tazam, Haya, Wam, Hazah, Ha'ah, Waha, Abad, the Ya, Hana, Pash, Haha, Wa'a, Makwa, Rab, Aima, verse 31, Ma, Mullah, Ama, La'a, Tha'ai, Shawa, Kakwa, Iwa, Lam, Lada, Raf, Yamam, Bamam, Masha, Bath, Yamam, 32, Shabbath, Shabbath 1, Hawa, Lamam, Wa'ai, Na Thumb, Ath, Napash, the Yawam, Salakia. Salakia, where did I finish? I think that was 32. Batha Sha'ai, Laka Dash, Ba'ai Rab, Ma'ai Rab, I Rab, Thasha Ba, Thawar, Shabbath, Mom, 34, 33. What Waya Dabar, Yahweh, Allah, Masha, La'ah Mar, 34. Dabar, Allah, Banya, Yasha, Yasha Allah, Salakia. La'man, Bakam, Shah, Aishar, Yawam, Lakadash, Hashab, Ya'aya, Hazar, Kag, Hasa, Mawath, Shabbath, Yam, La Yahweh, 35. Baya, Wam, Ra, Ashawan, Makwa, Ra'ah, Kodash, Ma, Malah, Amath, Salakia, Malah, Amath, Ibada, La'ah, the I, Shawar. That was the end of 35. Right, so we're going to read in the English now, Leviticus 23, 29 to the end of 35.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 29. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people.
Right, so that's letting you know you're supposed to do this. You're supposed to celebrate the Day of Atonement. You're supposed to observe it, do it. Right, you could go and celebrate your birthday. You can go and celebrate Christmas and all these other days. You're probably outside right now and probably gonna find this tape in the future. Right, you're probably outside right now celebrating some heathen fake Labor Day, right? Knowing that you have to go into slavery tomorrow, and if you're late, your oppressor supervisor is gonna tell you, listen, you're 1 minute late. I've had it. I hate it. I hate when you're 1 minute late. Listen, I'm gonna kick you out of this job, or I'm gonna fire you. But listen, there's no penalty for them if they're late on your paycheck. They tell you, we didn't receive your hours this week, so listen, we're going to pay you next week. There's no penalty. You can't turn around and tell your employer, listen, you're late. You owe me now $50. That doesn't happen. Right? Read.
Verse 30. And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, the same soul will be destroyed will I destroy from among his people.
Read.
Verse 31. Ye shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings.
Read.
Verse 32. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month at even. From even unto even shall ye celebrate your Sabbath.
Listen, if you can get the 15th off, you take that day off. Take that day off and fast. Afflict your soul, right? From the when's the 15th? Salakia. Right. So you're gonna take from Wednesday night, you're gonna fast till Thursday night, right? Take Thursday off. Don't go to work on Thursday if you can get it off. If you can get your employer to give you that day off, take it off and rest that day. Afflict your soul. Think and meditate on the things on the demons that you have to fight, right? Listen, that is one way that helped me stop smoking. Like straight up and down. Like I was a Salakia. Was I a young man? I think I was a young man. I was just getting my name. I was a trooper, right? I just got my name. And I'm like, damn, I gotta stop smoking. How am I gonna do this? Well, I fasted for a day, 24 hours, no food, no drink. That let me know if I could do that, that means I can stop smoking. I can fight the demon of smoking, because that's what you have to do, right? That is straight up and down. That's what you have to do. Fight, right, Shayu? I can't hear you. You're on mute, but I understand. Right? That's what you're supposed to do. You learn that in this school. Commanding General YAHANNA, he's the builder of men. Right? Outside of this school, I don't really know too many strong men, man. I know a lot of brothers who say they're strong, but are they really going to go throughout the time? Right? When that shit gets hard, are they gonna say I quit? Right? This is not a place for quitters. But if you want to quit, walk out the door, man. It's all good, man. Listen, we ain't even gonna think about you. I might crack some jokes on you after, straight up and down. I might crack some jokes on you for a while, but I ain't really thinking about you. It's just gonna be a butt of a joke. Like, listen, you remember, and then that's about it, right? And I'm gonna celebrate the brother that's in here keeping the Day of Atonement. I'm going to celebrate the brother that's in here going to war for me. Who, listen, when the brother that says Kanado on Kan, I'm going to celebrate that brother. The brother the brother that's traveling 5-10 hours, listen, sleeping on a floor. The brother that says, listen, you don't go get that bed. Salakia, I messed it up. The brother that says you sleep on the bed, I'm gonna sleep on the floor. I'm gonna celebrate that brother, and then I'm gonna tell him, listen, if you don't sleep on the bed right now, I'm gonna take you to council. Salakia, that's just UPK shit, man. You got to be in here to know what the hell I'm talking about, right? Read.
Verse 33. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 34, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of this 7th month shall be the feast of tabernacles, for 7 days unto the Lord.
Right, tabernacles. Tabernacles is when you remember what it was like to not have your own land. You should listen. You should know what it's like to not have your own land. You got to go ask every oppressor for a place to stay. You got to ask an oppressor not to kick me out of this park because I had to set up my tent. I kid you not. They're kicking out brothers and sisters out of parks right now in the city of Toronto. I heard, and I've driven past it, but the next time I come out to Montreal, we're going to wherever the natives are. Like, I heard there's natives sleeping under bridges. That hurts. That hurts my heart. That makes me want to go out to camp and scream that the oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of, because he has the people that own this land sleeping under damn bridges while they fill up jets to talk about, I'm going on this jet right now to go fly around the country so you can vote. There is a heathen who has his head wrapped, right? He's a Sikh or whatever the hell that heathen is. He likes to do these little TikToks and with rap music and do the black dances, do the dances that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans make up, and says, vote for me, I'm just like you, while he boards on a plane to fly around Canada while my brothers and sisters are sleeping in parks and have no running water. He likes to talk like, I'm going to make sure they get running water. Listen, even if that man wins, I know my native brothers aren't getting no running water anytime soon. Straight up. It's like these oppressors, they've always lied to us. Salakia, sir, you had something?
Salakia, please.
Come on, sir.
Salakia. That same Eden that's going around, right? I sent him plenty of messages on Instagram, on TikTok.
Come on, sir.
You understand, on Facebook. So y'all can hear me now?
Come on, sir. I hear you loud and clear right now.
That same Eden, right? That same disgusting Eden. You understand? It's Eden. I went to his. He never speak about it and nothing. Matter of fact, Trudeau is, you understand, want to take the Jewish men out of Montreal. Not really out, but you understand, he wants to go, like, I don't know if it's like a diplomatic, you understand, agenda and everything. Then he trying to go against the Jewish men a little bit, you understand. But that damn Eden, he knows who we are. He knows that, you understand, that about the I.S.U.P.K. Matter of fact, all these politicians about the I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
Even though they don't say nothing. It's like it.
Concert. That's heavy because they don't say anything, and they know who we are. They know that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites of the Bible, but they don't say nothing. They just wanna keep the wool over the sheep's eyes, right? The lost of us, the brothers and sisters who don't want to come out of the heathens. They don't want to come out. They don't want to stop celebrating with the heathens. They think they could love all the heathens, right? But before we get a little carried away, right? These are the days that you're supposed to celebrate. Atonement, you're supposed to afflict your soul. Tabernacles, you're supposed to remember that there was a time we didn't have a land. We still don't have a land now due to the curses, the punishments that we're going through for not keeping the law, right? You're supposed to remember what it's like when we're in the kingdom. We're not going to be in the woods setting up tents and stuff, but you'll be somewhere on your property. You'll be remembering that, listen, there was a time when I didn't have servants. There was a time when I had to ask the oppressor for if I could live in his house. Listen, try to get an apartment in the city of Toronto while they know you're Black, Hispanic, or Native American. It's damn near impossible. Right, and when they do give you an apartment, right, your credit needs to be. Listen, they want your credit to be on 1500. Salakia, they want you to jump through hoops, right? But tabernacles is when we remember what it was like to be at the mercy of the Most High. We're still at the mercy of the Most High, but it's a time when we didn't have a land before we walked into the land, right? Read.
Verse 35. And on the first day shall be an holy convocation. You shall do no servile work therein. Verse 36. 7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
So
on the 8th.
You could stop at 35. We're gonna go back into the Hebrew, right? We're gonna go back into the Hebrew and read the Hebrew, right? We're gonna read from 36 and end the chapter, right? And then we're gonna say the prayers, say a few prayers, and end this class. Salakia. Verse 36. Shabbat. Yam Yan. Thakwa Ra Yabah. Shah. La Yahweh. Baya Wam. Ha. Shah Ma Maya Yanya. Mkwara. Kodash. Yahaya. Lamam. Wahakora. Batham. Asha. La Yahweh. Itazar. Rath. Itazar Rath. Hawa, Ma, Mala, Mala'a, Math, Ibada, La, Tha'ai, Shwa, 37. Allah, Allah, Mawah, Daya, Yahweh, Ashar, the Quadra, Awa, Atham, Makwa Ra'a, Ya, Kodash, Laha Kwa Ra, Yab, Ashar, La Yahweh, Allah, Wama na Ka, Zabak, Wana Samayam, Dabar, Yawam, Baya, Ma, 38, Malabad, Shabbathath, Yahweh, Wamalabad, Mathan, Watha, Yamam, Wamalabad, Ma, Nada, Bar, Yam, Wama, Labad, Ma, Nadaba, Bath, Yamam, Ashar, the Wa, La Yahweh, 39. Become Ashar, become Ashar, Ashar, Yawam, Laka, Dash, Ashar, Baya, I, Abad, Sapa, Mam, Ath, Thaba, Waath, Tarataza, Harataza, Salakia, Thaka, Gawa, Ath, Kag, Yahweh, Shabaith, Yam, Baya, Wam, Hahara, Shawan, Shabbath, 1, Waba, Yawam, Hashamayanya, Wabath, 1, 40. Wala Kwakath Thum, Malam, Bayawam, Hara Shawan, Paraya, Aitza, Hadar, Shapath, Thamarayam, Nab, Aitza, Ibath, Wa'ira, Baya, Nakal, Washam Ka Thumb, Lapanya, Yahweh, Alahai Yum, Shabaith, Yum, 41, Wakal Thumb, Atham, Wa, Kag, La Yahweh, Shabaith, Yum, Bashar Na, Koth. I.W.Lam. Lada Ra Yam. Bakadash. Hasha. Ba Ya Ya. Thakar Salakia. Thakwa Gwa Ga Athawa 42. Basa Ma Thasha Ba Shabaith Yam Mala Zarak Bayasha Ra Bayashala Yashar Bawa Basa Math 43. Lam Ain Yada Iwa Debar Derath Yayam Maya Basa Mawath Hawa Shayath Ath Banya Yashala Baha Watazar Aya Awa Thumb Ama Ratazar Matazar Yam Anaya Yahweh Alahayam 44. Wayada Bar Musha Ath Ma'ai Daya Yahweh Banya Yashala. All right, so we're going to continue from the English now. We're going to read, where do we stop? 36. We're going to read 36 and finish off the chapter.
Come. Verse 36. 7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord, and the 8th day shall be an holy convocation unto you. And ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. It is a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no servile works therein. Verse 37. There are the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord, a burnt offering, and a meat offering, a sacrifice, a drink offering, everything upon this day.
Right.
Verse
So
38.
there are offerings. Hold that right there. There are
Okay.
offerings that we're supposed to make towards the Lord's, right? A drink offering and a meat offering. And I hope you're getting to enjoy that meat and drink offering right now with your brothers and your sisters celebrating the blowing of trumpets, right? We have to remember all the times that the Most High saved us, that the Most High protected us, that He defeated our enemies because we were a friend to Him, right? When you're a friend to the Most High, the Most High is a enemy to your enemies, right? There's only one way you can be a friend to the Most High. That's not saying it. That's not saying I love the Lord. I love Jesus, right? You hear so many people, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. I love Jesus. I have a special relationship with God. I know how to keep the law. Listen, they ain't keeping the law because their so-called leaders are not teaching them that they have to keep the high holy days, right? Now, for everyone who's watching, if you're not in the school, I got a question for you. If you believe in Christ, and Christ celebrated the high holy days, why don't you? Right? What reason do you have for not doing what your king did? Your king celebrated them, right? Do you not know that Christ died during the Passover? He was our lamb, right? He celebrated that Passover. He celebrated dedications, which we call Hanukkah, right? Why aren't you doing it? Are you better than the king? Right? Now, what you're going to find out is most of these people, they're told not to from their leaders. because their leaders don't know what the hell is going on. They are dumb dogs. They are watchmen who are blind, right? Dogs who don't bark, right? If you can you imagine having you have a German Shepherd in your house now. A German Shepherd's a pretty good dog. That dog will do. Listen, that dog will do everything. It will attack all the black men you needed to. Salakia, that's a cut for the police, right? There's a video of a German Shepherd. It's supposed to go at the suspect. It runs right past the Edomite, and it keeps looking for the black man, the Hispanic man, the Native American man, but it's not there. That Edomite keeps walking up to the cop. The cop is freaking out now because now he doesn't have his dog, right? It's supposed to be up attacking this Edomite, right? But imagine having a German Shepherd in your house, and listen, the intruders come and it looks at the intruders and puts his head back down and goes to sleep. That's your pastor. That's your imam. That's your so-called civil rights leader. That's your so-called what do they call them? Your house representative, the one who sits in a chair in City Hall and acts like he cares about your people, but he doesn't. Right? They're not telling you that you're supposed to celebrate the Most High's high holy days, and now you're going through it. Right? Now you don't know that you're supposed to do it, and the Most High, He's not an enemy to your enemy. Your household is in disarray because you were taught that you didn't have to celebrate these days, right? But again, if Yahushua did it, right? Yahushua in the Hebrew, Jesus in the bastard tongue known as English. If He celebrated these days, why are you not celebrating these days? Read.
Verse 38. Beside the Sabbaths of the Lord, and besides your gifts, and besides all your vows, and besides all your free will offerings, which ye give unto the Lord. Verse 39. Also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, Salakia, ye shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days. And the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath. Verse 40. And ye shall take you on the first day who bought of the goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the bought of fig trees and willows of the brook, and ye shall rejoice before the Lord your God 7 days. Verse 41. And ye shall keep it a feast unto the Lord 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. Ye shall celebrate it in 7 months, in the 7th month.
Right. Like, so again, these are the days that we're supposed to celebrate. Right. Now, some Christians think that this day in verse 40 is Palm Sunday, right? It's not. It's like they get that from when, I believe it was when Christ was walking into Galilee, right? They came out and they greeted him with what they had at the time, which were palms, the leaves of palm trees, right? So Christians today turn around and say this is Palm Sunday, right? Read.
Verse 42. He shall dwell in booths 7 days, and all that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths. Verse 43. That your generations may know that I have made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt.
Hold that right there. Right. So that again, it's letting you know, like, listen, there was a time when we didn't have a land. We didn't even have homes. We were just on the go. Listen, a pillar of fire by night, a pillar of smoke by day. Salakia, can any of the troopers tell me what those pillars of smoke and fire were?
Salakia, sir, if I may.
Khan.
The pillar of fire was the light to guide us during the day, during the night for the Exodus, and the pillar of smoke, I believe, was for the day.
Right. They were lights that guided us. but take me home, give me more, right? Imagine you're teaching me, like, so I can hold your point, right? Imagine you're teaching, like, what were those pillars of fire? Was it just fire? Was it just smoke?
No, sir. That's the power of the Most High, sir.
Right. Anybody else? La. It is the power of the Most High, but anybody else? Khan, sir.
Supervisor, I want to give it a shot.
Khan, Barakiala?
So I got on the chariots.
Right. Those were definitely the chariots. Give Trooper Barakiala a hand. Right? They were definitely the chariots, right? The chariots, like, if you ever watched the movie, I think it's Independence Day with Will Smith. It's when the flying saucer or the flying roll is over I think it's the Capitol building, right? And it blows it up. It shoots down a flame of fire, right? That chariot created a flame of fire in the nighttime, and a a trail of smoke, right, that went up from the earth to the chariot in the daytime, and that's what guided us. It was the angels protecting us at that moment. That's how we were able to walk around those deserts for 40 years, right, trying to get rid of the of the people who weren't worthy of coming into the kingdom, right? So Lakia, Trooper Satham, continue reading.
Khan. I am the Lord your God. Verse 44. And Moses declared unto the children of Israel the feast of the Lord.
Right. So again, these are the days that we're supposed to celebrate. You're supposed to celebrate these high holy days, right? You think that Thanksgiving is supposed to come up and you got to go eat that dry ass turkey with that nasty ass cranberry sauce that's out of the can, right? With that disgusting stuffing, thinking about, oh, I'm celebrating this day gathering with my family, right? No, you're celebrating the murder of your family and you don't even know it. That's how devilish these devils are. They make you celebrate the murder of your own family, and you don't know that that's what you're celebrating, right? When you're supposed to be with your family, celebrating atonement, celebrating first fruits, Passover, tabernacles, right? What else do we got? Blowing a memorial of blowing trumpets, right? You're supposed to celebrate Purim, right? That's another memorial day where Salakia, during Purim, Esther, a beautiful sister, saved the whole nation of Israel. She put her life on the line, right? Walked into the room of some heathen king and pled for her people, right? You're supposed to celebrate her Hanukkah, right? That's the memorial of the Greek wars, the wars against the Grecians, and that we fought, right? You just got to go get yourself an apocrypha, and you'll find these stories, right? You should have an apocrypha with you, right? Again, like, you think that Halloween you got to dress up and go put on some damn costume, some stupid ass costume, thinking about, oh, I'm a witch today, right? Well, the Bible suffers a witch not to live, right? You think you got to put on some stupid skimpy ass nurse's outfit on the 31st of October and talk about, oh, I'm some sexy nurse, right? No, the Lord doesn't want the daughter of Israel to be any whore, right? You go put on some clothes. Go do that stuff for your husband. Listen, not on Halloween, but you want to be a sexy nurse. Go do that for your head. Go do that for your husband on a day that's not Halloween in your bedroom. That's when you do that. Don't fix yourself to come outside and represent your people like all we could be is drug dealers and whores, right? All we could do is be someone who believes in some fairy tales that don't help us, right? But celebrating the feast days in Leviticus 23rd, that is going to help our people. That is going to fix our people. That's going to put our people in a whole new spirit. Right, listen, I don't even give a damn about birthdays. I don't give a damn about Christmas. No Thanksgiving, no firecracker days. Do you know how many blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are murdered every oppressor's holiday? Listen, just go Google Chicago, right? Let's go Google Chicago the day after Halloween. Just inner city Chicago, the day after Halloween, you're gonna find out how many people were murdered. Right, Labor. What do they call it? We call it Labor Day. I think they got Veterans Day in the States. There's gonna be some brother. Sadly, this is very sad. It hurts that I have to say this. Some brother's gonna get shot right now, somewhere in the States, because they're having a barbecue, because they're having some feast, some celebration that has nothing to do with the Lord. The Lord doesn't like it. Some brother is going to lose his life. And it's the Lord pleading with blacks, Hispanics, and Native American, hoping they could see the error of their ways. Right. But with that said, this is the feast of Memorial of Blowing Trumpets. We're going to bring it to an end. Hopefully you are with your brothers and sisters tonight, enjoying the great food offerings, meat offerings, and drink offerings. Right, we're gonna say our prayers and then close out. Men of Israel, I Aquathium, who are watching, the brothers and sisters, I Majam, which means to stand. Sarapanya Hakodam, which means turn and face the east. We're gonna say our prayers and bring an end to this class. We're going to start with the Lord's Prayer. I'm going to read it in the Hebrew, and then we're going to read it in English. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Kodash.
Maya.
Yah.
Kodash.
Shukah.
Yah.
Yahweh. Malakwa. Malakwaka. Thaba'ah.
Taba'a.
Zakah. Hayah. Aisha. Baratazah. Kawak. Ayah. Bashayam. Lathamana. Lakam. Kaw. Yawan. Wasalak. Kawath now. Kasalak now. Kawath now. Wala'ah. Thabayan. Banasayawan. Abal. Haushai now. Mayan. Rai. Kaya. Salakia. Kaya Laka. Hamalaka. Wahatha Parath. Wa'ai Mama.
All right, in English, what we just said is, Our Father, which are in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh. Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth,
In earth
as it is in heaven. Give us this day.
Give us this day
Our daily bread.
our daily bread,
And forgive us our debts.
and forgive us our debts,
As we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
Let us not
Let us lead us not
get us into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us
but deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the glory, and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever so be it.
forever so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew, Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahahaya, Mayan, Yawa'ah, Isaiah, Mahan, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Waratazah, Ayathan, Lamagua, Wagaka, Ayanawan, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawan, Walama, Yahshua, Shalmar, Yashala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Zalka, Ayah, Yanka, Yawma, Hashamash, La'a, Ikaka, Waira, Bala Yala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makara, Yashamar, Ashapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Mazaraka, Waba Waaka, Ma'aifa, Wa'aida Walam,
Satan, right? Yahalam. Psalm 21, what we just said in English. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Lord.
My help cometh from the
Who made
Lord,
heaven and earth.
who made heaven and earth.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The
The
sun
sun
shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by
nor
day,
the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
Shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in.
and thy coming in.
From this time forth
From this time forward
and forevermore.
and forevermore. Pakal, the prayer for power. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai,
Yahweh Hashem Yahushai,
Baruch Hashah,
Yahushua,
Lathananawa,
Adonai,
Pakal, Pakal, Larapa'ah, Kal Maka'alah, Wakal Madawa, Pakal, Latahar, Ha Matazaraya, Pakal, Laha Koyim, Mamatayam, Pakal, Arakawa, Hatamala, Lugarshan, Ba'ashem, Yahushai throughout our mind.
What we just said in English is Yahweh.
Yahweh,
In the name of Yahushai.
in the name of Yahushai,
Please give us the power.
please give us the power.
The power to heal.
The power to heal
All manner of sickness.
all manner of sickness
And all manner of disease.
and all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power the power against unclean spirit.
The power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahushai.
In the name of Yahushua,
Thank you, so be it.
thank you, so be it. The prayer for the power structure. Barakatha Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Wa Yahushai,
Yahushai.
Wa Mayak Ka'ala,
Yahweh.
Wa Alahayim, Matazabia, Alawap Yahanna, Ha Alawapyam, Ha Saranyam, Ha Quatazanyam, Ha Kaya Yalyam, Ha Aquathyam, Al Basham Yahushai throughout our mind.
What we just said in English is, bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh,
And Yahushai.
and Yahushai,
And Michael.
and Michael,
And the angel.
and the angels,
Commander General Yahanna.
Commanding General Yahanna,
The generals.
the generals,
The captains.
the captains,
The officers.
the officers,
The troopers.
the troopers,
And the sisters.
and the sisters.
Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai.
Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua,
Thank you, so be it.
thank you, so be it. Men of Israel, Aquathium watching, Sar, which means to turn. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers, and a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Barakatha, Yahweh hands down, which means hands down. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imagine Barak, Yahweh Shemar Alathan B'Shem Yahushai. Right? You're gonna say Yahweh, Shemar, Alathan, B'Shem Yahushai. Yajamata, which means hands down, class dismissed, clap it up.